Did you hear that? I'm assuming you did. And if you don't already know what type of music that is, I would not be surprised if you are somewhat confused right now. What you just heard is Inuit throat singing, a truly one-of-a-kind music unique to the Inuits of Canada. In this podcast episode, we'll be diving deep into this unparalleled style of art, exploring what it is, its cultural significance, and more. Music in general has always been more than an entertainment in Indigenous communities. It is a vital piece of their storytelling, spirituality, identity, history, and survival. Across many Indigenous cultures, songs are used to pass down knowledge from generation to generation. For Indigenous communities, music keeps traditions alive and strengthens community connections. Inuits and Inuit throat singing is one of the most powerful examples of this relationship. Inuit throat singing is a cornerstone of the Inuit culture. Throat singing has been prominent for far longer than I have been around, but I, as well as many others, have been lucky enough to experience this expression of culture that has remained tied to its roots, while at the same time culturally evolving. As we embark on this journey of learning, it is important to acknowledge that while beautiful, this form of music is extremely eccentric, and while digesting this new music, we must keep our minds open and truly try to understand it to feel it best. Inuit throat singing began centuries ago in Arctic communities. Traditionally, it was performed by two women standing face to face, often holding each other's arms. While most music relies on melodies and vocals, the Inuit women, on the other hand, create sounds that seem to mimic and embody nature, using breathing, vocal tones, clicking sounds, and much more. Traditionally, the performance has been almost like a game or contest. One singer starts a rhythm, and the other responds while trying to keep up. The first person to laugh, lose rhythm, or run out of breath, quote-unquote, loses. Even though it seems playful, the tradition has deep cultural meaning. Historically, Inuit women practiced throat singing while men were away hunting during long Arctic winters. The songs often imitated sounds from nature, including wind, animals, rivers, and birds. Inuit communities have a close connection with nature, and this connection is represented by these sounds they use in their music. In many Indigenous cultures, music and nature go hand in hand, and the Inuit style of music is a fantastic example of that. Music also plays an important role in preserving oral traditions. Before written records were common, Indigenous peoples passed down knowledge through storytelling, ceremonies, and songs. Inuit throat singing helped relay language, culture, and experiences between generations. Parents taught children, elders taught youth, and communities stayed connected through these traditions.
However, Inuit throat singing faced major challenges during colonization. The church discouraged and sometimes banned traditional Indigenous practices, including throat singing, due to its eccentricity. Many Indigenous languages and cultural traditions were lost or suppressed because of oppression in Canada.
Despite this unfortunate piece of history, Inuit communities continued to practice Inuit throat singing, as well as their other traditions. Today, throat singing has experienced a strong cultural resurgence. Young Inuit artists are learning from their elders and sharing the practice with global audiences. Artists are broadening the horizons of the genre as well, putting unique twists on it, as well as giving it more and more of a global audience. One of my personal favorite groups is Scylla and Rise. This is an Ottawa-based group composed of Inuit women Charlotte Hamanek and Cynthia Pitzlak, accompanied by DJ Eric Vanny. This group puts such a unique twist on Inuit throat singing. The beautiful voices of the duo Scylla, along with the almost psychedelic production from Vanny, makes for a sound I am sure cannot be found anywhere else. This unprecedented form of music is demonstrated beautifully on the opening track to their debut album, Kuluk Summer. I'll play some of it here for you. Having younger artists like Scylla and Rise are just as important as the elders who relay these traditions. Of course, this music is deeply rooted into history and tradition, but throwing new twists on it and allowing the music to evolve is paramount for the unique style of expression to last for decades and centuries to come. Most importantly, Inuit throat singing still remains a symbol of identity and resilience, not only for individuals, but for the entire culture. It represents survival despite attempts to erase indigenous cultures. It represents an everlasting connection between themselves and nature. Every performance carries history, pride, and ancestry along with it. To conclude, music is deeply important to all indigenous cultures, with Inuits being a prime example, because it preserves history, strengthens identity, and connects generations. Inuit throat singing is much more than a musical performance. It is a tradition rooted in nature, storytelling, family, and cultural survival. Even through years of oppression during colonization, Inuit communities have and will continue to protect and celebrate this unique art form. And with the growing support from outside cultures, the tradition will only grow. It will grow through modern music artists and younger generations. Against all odds, Inuit throat singing remains alive and continues to inspire people around the world. Thank you for listening to today's episode on the importance of music in Indigenous culture. Thanks for tuning in for this one. See you on the next episode.